we've got our buddy, our decorator extraordinaire, not dressing up as one, but the real thing, John Gidding here. And he's gonna help out two of our viewers with their home decorating disasters. So Rachel's gonna go first. Rachel, what is your decorating disaster?
So I decided that I wanted to remodel my kitchen, move my cabinets because I don't have a lot of counter space or cabinet space. So when I moved them, I had to make a new countertop on top of my old cabinets with plywood. So now that it's next to the old cabinets, the countertops are completely different.
So you see, we've got laminate countertop on one side, plywood on the other. So two different materials, and they're two different heights. So that's a problem. That's a disaster.
That is a disaster,
if you will.
Yeah, I don't want to use a strong word, but it does look a little weird. Okay.
So we're gonna make some huge improvements on that disaster. So the idea is you've got two different heights, and the way to make them the same is to put another piece of plywood on top of the old one you've got there. That's easy enough. And the way to install this is to put some liquid nails and then drill it down, and then you want to hide these drill holes with some wood putty. Keep it simple and keep it easy. Now, the way we're gonna make both of these countertops look the same is where the magic comes in. Because this is
so liquid nails first, screw that down, wood putty, sand it up.
Exactly. Sand the sides so that you've got a nice smooth edge. Now the key is here, we want both of those countertops to match. So we're gonna use chalkboard paint.
I love chalkboard paint because I'm obsessed with chalkboard.
It's such a beauty. Now it dries matte. It's got very nice sort of forgiving colors, so if you've got impurities, and by the way, your second piece of plywood, make it cabinet grade, make it nicer than the slightly aged piece of plywood you've already got. Now this is gonna dry overnight, okay? Right. I would do multiple coats because the more coats you got, of course, it's gonna be a countertop, it's gonna be very useful. Here we've got a pre-painted one.
We'll swap because I don't know what to do with that.
Perfect.
Okay.
What we're gonna do once it's all dry is we're gonna sort of put some wax on it. This is a very easy wax right here. You just buff it right onto the surface. Let it dry for 15 minutes.
Right.
And then put another coat on.
Right.
Now, the idea is here we're creating a protective surface over the paint. You're gonna have painted countertops, and you can do this to both the laminate and the plywood. So now they're both gonna look the same.
They're gonna match.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
That's what it's gonna look like. That is from a blog post. And you gotta keep in mind, you've got laminate and plywood countertops. This isn't great for heat. And now we've got wax too, so make sure you use trivets. And this looks like soapstone, super high-end look.
Nice.
Done.
I think that's a really great fix. Great. Cheap and cheerful. Rose, what did you do that John would consider a disaster?
We wanted to spruce up the deck, so we power washed it, primed it, painted it. It was great for the season. It looked beautiful. And then the winter came, and the snow melted, and it was a disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, peeling. Really bad.
Oh, yeah, that's like when your fingernail polish starts to go, huh?
Yeah.
Totally.
Desperate. Yeah.
Now, the problem with painting is you actually have to paint all 6 sides of every single plank if you have any hope of it remaining painted and looking good over time. So let's think of some other options for you.
Okay.
Come this way. I've used these 100,000 times in so many different applications.
I don't know how many times you've brought these to our show.
At least 3 times,
Yeah.
but for this specific case, it's a perfect solution. These deck tiles, they come in teak, they come from many different vendors. You can find them at different price points, but they're as easy to install as just clicking them into place. You can do that, right, Rachel? Bam!
Nice!
Now, look how beautiful it looks. This is a bit of an investment compared to paint. However, this is going to last the test of time. You don't have to keep doing this year after year.
And if something did get screwed up with it, you could replace
Pop one out,
exactly,
yes.
Pop one out instead of worrying about the entire set.
Exactly. And they age well. They look great over here. Now, you don't want to use these for stairs because they're hard to cut to exact size. So you use a stair tread instead. You can find these in many colors, many finishes. They are non-slip.
That looks beautiful, actually.
We did a little Photoshop flow together.
I love that.
Paint the treads to match, and it'll all come together. You don't have to worry about it ever again.
Then all she has to repaint is the tread.
Yeah.
Not bad.